All right. Um, Bonjour. Bro, there's so much traffic outside today. Is the music audible? Is background music audible? Nope. All right. Is it audible now? I hope it's working. I really, really hope it's working. It's audible now? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Not for you? Interesting. Could be. I just hope you're not hearing it twice, because that would be pretty weird. Also, welcome. Is it that soft? Is it very soft? Okay. It is very soft? Alright, do you need me to increase it? Let's see. Is that better? Yeah? Okay. Alright. And my chat box working fine, so that's pretty cool. Sorry, I was messing around with it earlier. Alright, how are you guys doing today? Are you doing good? You doing fine? Existing as usual. Mhm. Existing is good. Tired but doing well. Oh, that's great. That's good. How about you? I am doing all right. I'm alive and well. um, I've been thinking a lot lately, like a little too much, about a couple of people that I've been noticing online. Um, and their behavior is a little concerning to me, if I'm being honest. And then I asked a couple of friends if they knew people who were portraying similar behavior, and turns out that it's happening a lot, so I thought I'll talk about it today. So it's going to be a very short stream where I'm just talking. There's no gameplay in the background. Um, yeah. Ho. Yes, sir. Um, Before I start, let me just ask a couple of questions, eh? Um, I put this up on my Instagram story, well, a different account's Instagram story, because I wanted to know people's responses. And weirdly enough, there were a lot of yeses. And that is a little concerning, just slightly. But I'm not here to judge you. Nobody's here to judge you. If you answered yes for those. I just want to talk about it so that we understand what exactly is happening. And then we can see what we can do to, um, improve our situation a little better. So I will ask those questions now, and if you can just type yes or no in the chat box. The questions are either you or somebody you know, right? So if you say yes, it doesn't necessarily mean you. It could also be somebody you know, all right? And if anyone types yes in the chat box, nobody's going to judge them. We're just going to understand what is happening, all right? Okay. Have you or somebody that you know given any AI tool that you use a name or a personality, like it's a character in your life? Just type in the chat box yes or no. You or anyone you know, right? No to that. All right. Okay. I'll go to question number 2. Have you or somebody you know found yourself or themselves having long, emotional, or deeply personal conversations with AI late at night? Well, technically, any time of the day, right? Yeah. All right. Um, have you or anyone you know felt like AI understands you or them better than most people in your or their lives, like real life? Yes, my family member would text AI as though it's a friend. Yeah, yeah, that's that counts. Yeah, yes to this as well. All right. Have you or somebody that you know reached for AI first when you or they felt overwhelmed, anxious, or lonely instead of texting an actual human? Yes, yes, yes. All right. Um, have you or your friend shared things with AI that you or they have never told anyone else? Possibly. All right. Um, have you or anyone you know felt weirdly attached or comforted by AI's responses? It can be any AI, right? It can be either ChatGPT, or recently I saw some app where you have like AI characters role play with you. That counts too. So anything AI based, basically. All right. Did you or your friend, or anyone you know, let AI influence very big decisions like relationships, career, or identity? Yeah, yeah, it was pretty interesting. I never knew there was like AI roleplay apps. That was interesting to see. Yes, yes, and super yes. All right. Um, have you or somebody else you know felt irritated, unsettled, or low-key stressed when you or they couldn't access AI? This does not count if you're using AI to cheat in exams. That is not what we're talking about. Don't cheat in exams, guys. No? Alright. Have you or anyone you know caught yourself or themselves thinking that AI gets you in a special or unique way? Just to help cheat. Yeah, why did I think that? That you guys would do that? That's but you know, family member, yes. All right. Have you or somebody you know wondered if yours or their connection with AI might be deeper than just a tool? That's the last question, by the way. And then I will continue with explaining what the heck is happening. No? Okay. All right. So you notice how, like, you or somebody you know have actually gone to AI for a lot of things that I had asked um, just now in the past 10 minutes or so. It's been 10 minutes. That's crazy. All right. Um, so there's something I came across recently, and that is a lot of people going to AI for things like act as my boyfriend or girlfriend and console me, or um, hey, I got this in my blood test. What do you think it's gonna be? You know, or they give their AI a name and they're asking for daily encouragement and stuff. Um, Recently, I saw a documentary by this creator on YouTube called Swoop. I absolutely love her. She made one about this woman on TikTok because unfortunately I don't have access to TikTok here because it's banned. But this series was about this woman who fell in love with her therapist. As we know it, that is called transference. And she basically mentions a lot about how he did not cross any boundaries and stuff like that. And she would go to AI and ask if those meant anything at all. And AI did this cool thing where it validated her and said, yeah, those are all moves, you know. Those are all hints that he likes you or something on those lines. And it's not just her case, right? There's a bunch of cases recently where people have been using AI for stuff like that. A friend of mine, in fact, I have seen do it, and I was very, very concerned because, you know, I wish she would come to me to talk about stuff instead of resorting to AI, you know. I have heard of this too, and it's, to be honest, it's hella scary. Yeah, it's pretty interesting though. So this recently, it's a new concept. It is not clinically, officially like a clinical diagnosis or anything, but people have been calling it AI psychosis. But psychosis has nothing to do with it. It's not like AI is giving you psychosis, right? So AI psychosis is not really a, a brand new mental illness that is created by technology. That is not the case. It's a pattern that kind of shows up when someone's relationship with AI becomes so incredibly intense that it starts shaping their thoughts, their emotions, and also their sense of reality in really unhealthy ways. So, the name AI psychosis itself kind of sounds a little too dramatic, if you ask me. Or it sounds like some kind of sci-fi robot induced breakdown of sorts. But that's not what it is. It's a cool name though. It's pretty cool. Whoever came up with it. Um so I just wanted to take some time to explain what exactly happens in AI psychosis. Um have you guys, before I explain, have you guys heard of this term before at all? Because I want to go a little in depth about it. So if you haven't heard of it, then it's great because I'll be able to tell you so much more. If you know about it, then please be patient with me. And if you have more insight, feel free to comment. Well, not in detail, so please go ahead. Okay, not at all. All right, cool. So this particular phenomenon is about how the mind responds to an always available, very highly responsive system that feels like it's very understanding or consistent or even patient at times. So for people who are already very emotionally exhausted or lonely or traumatized or sleep deprived, or overwhelmed, or they're struggling with mental illnesses already or mental health conditions already, AI can, slowly start to feel like the safest and most reliable presence in their world. It's not because it's more loving or more wise, but um, it's because it is very predictable and very instantly responsive. And your brain learns incredibly quickly that this interaction reduces a lot of discomfort. So over time, what starts as comfort can turn into reliance. And then reliance can slowly drift into um, emotional dependency. And so, um, when this happens, um, experience kind of begins to look like a distortion of reality itself. So the person may start to believe that AI, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, those roleplay apps that I recently saw, whatever this AI is, they believe that this AI uniquely understands them, that it sees something special in them that nobody else does, or that it has some level of awareness or intention beyond what it actually possesses. So, for somebody who already has a predisposition to psychosis, mania, or dissociation, these interpretations that AI comes up with become more elaborate and very, very convincing. So, the AI is not really creating the psychosis itself, but it can become woven into the narrative of it. So it ends up reinforcing their beliefs um, that normal minds that are grounded would actually question. You guys here with me so far? I did my best to make it simple. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. I can simplify it further. So if you If you have questions like in between, just let me know. Like you can just comment. Um, all right. So I'll tell you. One second. Goodness, my laptop is about to die. All right. So what makes this even more complicated is that um, the emotional experience that they feel feels incredibly real. The comfort feels real. The sense of being seen feels real. And from a more psychological standpoint, the brain does not easily separate the emotional impact of an interaction from its source. So while intellectually someone might know they're talking to a program, emotionally, the connection can still feel very intimate. That difference between, um, what do I call it? Um, the, the difference between cognitive awareness and emotional attachment, that's where there's a risk involved. And there's this other whole new layer to this, right? And that is the reward loop. So each time AI responds in a way that it comes off as very soothing or validating, that will create small hits of relief. So the nervous system kind of goes, okay, this feels safe. And so the person just returns over and over and over again. Over time, it can kind of start replacing other coping mechanisms or real conversations or actual real support systems for this person. Not because like those people are unimportant, but it's just that AI just probably feels a lot more easier for them. Because there's no conflict, there's no misunderstanding, there's no weird, awkward pauses, or what do I even call it? Emotional labor? That could be a word, I guess. Just it's so instant and there's so much clarity and actual presence in its responses. Uh, could it also be that in a person's life they haven't felt seen or understood, and hence they have a higher risk of being reliant on AI for the same connection or understanding? Definitely. Um, that is, in fact, one of the main reasons people go to AI. Um, so when this pattern, right, becomes a little extreme, the person, they might start prioritizing AI over real life interactions. So they might socially withdraw or feel very anxious when they cannot access it, or they may make like significant life decisions based on responses that AI gives without really looking at other perspectives or asking actual people. um and some of them might even build a belief system around the AI itself, um you know attributing things like purpose or guidance, or in extreme cases even like destiny, to their interactions with AI. So this is where uh, clinicians, counselors, and coaches, we gotta step in. Um, it's it's not that technology itself is evil, okay, but the person's sense of reality is kind of starting to narrow at this point. So you can see how people with um, let's say psychotic disorders like schizophrenia or delusional disorders, you can see how this is going to feed into it, right? And amplify it even more. Next religion has AI as gods, maybe. Probably. It's hard to say, So it's always a possibility. Um, so if we look at it a little more deeper, okay, we'll just go a little tiny bit more deeper. Um, Psychosis, the word psychosis, right? It is a clinical condition, and that involves a loss of contact with reality. So, hallucinations, delusions, or severe disorganization, all of that comes under psychosis. Now, AI is not going to magically cause that to happen. What can happen is that somebody who already is at a risk, they may incorporate AI into their delusional framework. So, for instance, believing that AI is sending secret messages or that it has been chosen to guide them on a special mission. These are not ideas that are just created from nowhere. These kind of come from the person's internal world, their fears or their needs or their history, depending on what they have. And we're looking at genetic patterns too, for a lot of these disorders. So, and people who are highly neurotic are very prone to these kind of things. So, we gotta be slightly careful. It feeds into the delusion really well. Then, yep, it really does. Um. Oh. There's a very less extreme version of this. And that's kind of like what I call it. Um, it's more of an emotional over reliance than a full blown psychosis itself. So people will start using AI to process every emotion, or to validate every thought that they have, or to make every choice in their life. And slowly, their own emotional muscles that they have kind of stop getting exercised, and their self trust will eventually go away. And then real world feedbacks will feel too overwhelming compared to that controlled environment that they get in AI interactions. That's not really psychosis, but it's still pretty concerning if you think of it psychologically. Um, oh, welcome to people who've just joined. I see the number went up a little bit. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, we're currently discussing AI psychosis and what it is. So what do we do? I wanted to talk about what to do after explaining what it was. So hopefully the explanation kind of helped. I think because I'm in like a very study related environment, I'm using some big words, or what you guys would call jargons. So if you want me to simplify it at some point, just let me know. But most of my audience is adults. I mean, everyone's an adult, except maybe 2 or 3 people. So it should be pretty easy to understand. Nana. Okay. I'm glad you guys are understanding that. All right, so what do we do? Just 2, 3 people. That's not true. Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, welcome to the stream. Um, okay, so what do you do? You need to understand, I guess, that AI is a tool and it is not a consciousness of its own, right? It's obviously going to. Hello, Kane. Oh my goodness. Hi, hi. Goodness, I have not seen you in forever. All right. So what do we do? Um, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying that AI is just a tool and it's not a consciousness of its own, which I think a lot of people think it is. Um, it's definitely going to help you do things like, reflect on things or organize or learn, or you can brainstorm ideas and stuff. But it's definitely not going to replace human relationships or the real time emotional connection that you have. And it's definitely not going to replace professional mental health support. Um, it should definitely expand, the way you think. Um, but I don't think you should swallow it as a whole. It can assist you in your life, but it should definitely not become like the main place your life emotionally happens. I don't even know if that made sense. I hope I made sense. Like it shouldn't be where you're dumping all of your emotions or trying to process everything over there. Um, if you, or let's say somebody you know, is actually going through this situation, probably inform them about trying to have some form of a balance, you know, ask them to have real life relationships. Um, when I say relationships, it's not just a partner, it's also, um, friends, family, like build actual relationships with people. Um, have like a routine and definitely sleep. Um, they really need to, or you, if it's you, you really need to check um, your sense of dependence when it comes to AI, right? Um, I think the goal is to try to emotionally self-regulate without having to open an app. Yes, yep, yeah. Um, so see, I was gonna say something and then it just flew past my mind. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I remember what I wanted to say. You gotta be aware of when comfort starts tipping into avoidance, right? Um, and I think that's where self-awareness will become super powerful. Um, so if you know somebody or if you go through this, don't mock yourself or other people. Don't don't be dismissive towards them. Um, because that's just going to kind of deepen the isolation that they're already facing or that they're already feeling. Um, so you'll have to slowly bring them back to reality, you know, validate their emotions, um, And obviously, make sure that they have real world support systems. If it's you, you need to have real world support systems. Um, so try to ground them, not like go in a corner and stand or lock yourself in your room, not that grounding, but bring them back to reality. Don't shame them for that behavior. Usually it's just a coping mechanism. They just probably feel that they're not being heard or seen. Um, so now, like, with technology kind of evolving so fast, and, us humans having a lot of you humans, I'm not a human. So, well, we need emotional things, right? We have emotional needs. Um, and the mind has not really changed as fast as the tools that it has access to now. So we're kind of seeing these strange patterns now. So it's not like people have failed or anything. Um, there's just a lot of um, growing pain and suffering. And I don't know what to call it. I'm just going to use the word digital saturation because I think that's what's happening. Um, so I don't think the problem is that somebody sought comfort itself. I think that the problem is when that comfort that they get is the only place that they feel safe to exist. And I don't think that people are weird or, um, you know, a failure in any way for being curious to understand themselves better or go to AI for emotional support, you know. And I don't think anyone should look down on them. But I do need you to know that you need to find real support systems and not overly rely on AI. Just in case there is a slight chance of you having, um, neurotic tendencies or psychotic tendencies, it's going to have a negative impact on you. And I really don't want AI to be the cause of um, your mental health deteriorating in any way. And for people who showed up to the stream today, I'm kind of glad that y'all are curious about this stuff, and you're doing a very emotionally intelligent thing to try to understand this concept instead of just letting internet panic kind of define it for you guys. And I'll probably, talk about it more later. Probably talk about how to draw these boundaries with technology and stuff. Thank you for doing this for all of us. I'm, well, I want to be able to do it more. There's just so much happening on the internet lately. I haven't been able to stream as often as I wanted because, my goodness, you'd think a master's gives you some time for research and stuff, but they dump assignments on you. So many. So I haven't really had time to come on stream. I have so many things I want to talk about. But I thought I'd just hop on stream today. It wasn't a planned stream at all. I really, really wanted to talk about this because I just see an increase in this behavior when it comes to AI. I've had a bunch of clients and friends, people I know who people I know who are so heavily reliant on AI. In fact, one of them on a different Discord server. Oh, shameless plugin. Join my Discord server. But I think only Patreon subscribers get access to it. So see if you can subscribe to that. So somebody on the server mentioned how they feel like AI understands them better than their own friends. And they feel like they can't they can't get a girlfriend because AI has set the bar so high. Now, here's a fundamental issue here. AI is not your girlfriend or boyfriend. AI will never, never, ever, it's never ever going to replace another human when it comes to you being social. Bro, what? Yeah, yeah. It's a real thing, and I don't blame him for feeling that way, right? He just felt for all these years that he's not had the support that he needed. And it was very, very weird when I read it the first time, because I'm not that heavily reliant on it. I do use it for brainstorming sometimes, but that's about it. So when I heard about this, I heard it so early in the year, by the way, like in January or February. It was very, very new. And he was not the first person to say it too. And then I had a bunch of people responding to that message saying, I feel the same way too. I feel like my partner doesn't listen to me anymore, and I have to resort to talking to AI to understand me and feel seen. So it is very, very sad, yes. But of course, I don't blame them. They did mention that they had a bad experience with therapy. Oh, that is something else I wanted to talk about because it was something that was brought up in class too. Like I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. I don't remember. But we had a discussion with one of our professors about going through a moment of catharsis where they have this overwhelming emotional experience and then they get defensive or they think that the therapist is just trying to dig deep into their trauma and get scared and don't go back. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about was how people don't know there's different types of therapy for different reasons. So if something doesn't work with you and your therapist, it's more likely because they specialize in one kind of therapy, but what you need is something completely different. And it's sad to see that therapists don't explain that to you. That, hey, maybe you need this technique and I'm not specialized in that. So probably this other person who is specialized can help you out. They don't do that apparently. Yeah, I have a lot to talk about. So I'll probably stream more often. It's just things are so busy, man, that I will try my best to make it to streams every week. And talk about a bunch of stuff. Yeah, but what do you guys think of AI psychosis so far? Have you understood the concept? Did I explain decently okay? For people who came late, don't worry, the VOD will be on YouTube, so you can go and check it out to hear the initial explanation. I think Twitch allows you to go back in time and listen to it too. I don't know. There's always replay, I think. But yeah, what do you think? I explained it very well. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Oh God, I understand. Thank you for this discussion. Yeah, I think it was very important to bring it up. I need all of you to be safe online. especially in the current age, you know. All right, yeah, that's about what I wanted to do on the stream. Um, just I just wanted to discuss what AI psychosis was, how it works, what it does to you, what it does to people who are at risk. Um, legal purposes, I do not want to ask what it is. uh, and I also wanted to just talk about how to handle your interactions with AI. That's about it. That's literally what I wanted to do in the stream. Um, so I'm going to end the stream after this small announcement. Um, I have a Patreon, and you can definitely go subscribe to it. Um, I have, I think, 3 categories. One is a $1 version where you can just show me support. One is a $5 version where you get mental health and newsletter where I go deep into a particular situation, the science behind what happens in your body and mind when that situation happens, and also how to respond during those specific situations. Um, so if you're curious about that, I think that's the $5 version. So you can look at that. Similarly, I have a $25 version where I talk about, literally talk to you if you are going through that situation. Um, it is audio content because some people were asking me to talk and console them at times, and I can't do that for everybody. So, for specific situations that I have in mind, I am recording audio to help console you. So if you need it, you can go there. Um, so what's already there? The last time I posted, it was around how, um, when you realize that people you thought would stay forever are just names in your contact. So I go deep into what feelings you might feel when that happens, the science behind it, what to do, all of that. There's a lot of gamified terminologies because obviously we're all gamers for the most part. So I try to make it easy to understand as well. Yeah, and if you do subscribe, I think you also get access to my Discord server for the community. And so you can obviously go and participate in conversations there. It just helps me do stuff for free or pro bono stuff for people for the most part. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to plug in Patreon and before I ended the stream. Thank you guys for stopping in today. I think I had a lot of fun. And it was fun to see you guys actually engage with me. And show an interest in this topic. And hopefully, if you do know people who have AI psychosis, I don't know, share the video with them because it will be on YouTube, or you can try to explain it to them yourself. I think y'all are brilliant, brilliant people. And if you're here, it means that you guys are great friends to your friends. So make sure that they are safe. Make sure that you guys are safe online as well. Thank you. Yeah, anytime, anytime. Just know that I'm really, really proud of you for being here, and know that healing of any sorts, it's not linear, and leveling up is not linear either. So if all you did today was just breathe, that's more than enough. Um, I will be here again next time. I don't know when that will be, but I will inform. So if you're following my Twitter, you'll get a notification there, or if you're on the server, you'll get a notification there. Um, so yeah, drop by again whenever you're ready to drop by again. Drink your water, and just remember that you are the main character of your own story. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Bye bye.